I'm the managing director of AAI, a full service agency that primarily specialise in helping both clients in the education sector as well as the wider public sector, primarily with their kind of recruitment marketing, and that covers kind of everything from print out of home, but then we also do a lot of digital marketing for them as well across social media and paid search, programmatic advertising, video advertising, etc. We were starting to get more sort of digital campaigns come in from our clients, and we had an in-house team who would be responsible for setting that up, but we needed some extra support with someone who had experience in setting up social media and paid search advertising campaigns. So that was what we went out looking for, was someone who had those specializations and the types of platforms they could set campaigns up on. Yeah, we got very busy very quickly. So yeah, they were definitely overburdened to the point where we were struggling to get things up and running and report on stuff as quickly as we would have liked. The process was really good. I had a meeting with Sam and read through all of our requirements for probably about half an hour. It was very in-depth. And then he went away and found a few potential candidates for us, kind of based on the exact requirements that we had. So yeah, it was a really straightforward but also quite thorough recruitment process. So we knew that we were going to get sent someone who kind of ticked all the boxes of who we were looking for. That was all done by Team Virtual. There was no upfront cost for us until we knew exactly that we'd found the right person. Because we do quite a diverse number of digital campaigns, we were looking for someone who had experience setting up both Google and social media campaigns, so it wasn't limited to kind of one specialism. So Hassan kind of jumped out at us as someone who could tick both those boxes and support the team no matter what kind of campaigns came in. But we didn't want to have someone to come in who could just set up, say, Google campaigns, for example, because then if other members of the team were away or unavailable or busy, we didn't want to have to wait for them to be available to set up specific campaigns. The fact that Hassan was an all-rounder was really beneficial to us and made it particularly appealing when it came to bringing him on board. With remote workers, it's always a little bit trickier, or it can be a little bit trickier, because you've got to take into account what kind of internet connection they may have, what equipment they may be using. You've got a lot less control over that compared to if someone was working in-house. But Team Virtual made that all really easy and made sure that once everything was up and running, that Hassan had all the correct equipment he needed. He had a stable internet connection. So yeah, made all of the issues that can arise from having a remote worker not happen, and everything run really smoothly. I think it was after I first had a meeting with Hassan and started to pick his brains on, setting up Google ads and Facebook ads, etc. And he started to come to me with suggestions straight off the bat, showing that he had an expertise in these areas. So I just knew it was going to work, and we were dealing with someone who had the experience we were looking for. The reason that we brought Hassan on board was to fill that capacity gap. There definitely has been a little bit of time freed up to do kind of the more day-to-day tasks around managing clients and managing other parts of the business that may have potentially, before Hassan joined, been taken up with the more intricate parts of setting up digital campaigns. Well, when you hire on your own, you've got to obviously sort the job ad out, you've got to post it to relevant job sites, etc., and then go through a number of CVs that may not necessarily be relevant. Whereas working with Team Virtual, we didn't have to worry about that. We just had to vet and have a look at maybe 2 or 3 CVs that had already been pre-vetted by you guys. So that was definitely a massive benefit. So it saved us a lot of time in the recruitment process. His experience is great. He's been really knowledgeable and really helpful when it comes to specific questions we've got around the platforms, etc., and all the experience that we needed when going out to market with this role. Someone we can also approach about specific technical questions that clients may have around specific digital marketing platforms. So that's been really useful and kind of helped us with the upselling, cross-selling, and kind of new business processes too, because we can use that knowledge to further enrich our presentations and pitches. Hassan's role has evolved since he started by becoming kind of more diverse from what we were originally hiring him for. So not only does it help us with the setup and reporting and optimization of digital marketing campaigns, but he's also helped us to streamline how we track marketing spend. He helped us to create live dashboards for reporting purposes, which wasn't something that necessarily had in our mind when we were hiring Hassan, but it was something I discussed with him after he joined, and he said he could assist with it. I think a specific moment that stands out for why we hired Team Virtual was when we had some absences within the wider paid digital team, and knowing that we could rely on Hassan, where otherwise we would have been potentially in a really tricky situation. And that was quite early on after Hassan starting, made the whole process really stand out as being something that was beneficial and worthwhile, because now we had someone we could rely on to get campaigns set up and reports done when the wider team was very short-staffed. Cost saving has been really beneficial. I mean, the digital agency kind of world is super competitive. Margins are becoming slimmer and slimmer. So finding cost savings when it comes to things like delivery, etc., are more important than ever. So working with Hassan, I think, has been really beneficial at ensuring that we remain profitable as an agency and hit the kind of margins that we need to. The knowledge and experience that you're going to find when looking to work with someone do exist, and also, the whole process of finding someone through a company like Team Virtual is seamless and efficient and really straightforward. So I'd probably say to another agency owner that you're going to have a lot more recruitment headaches by potentially hiring domestically, as well as all the added cost of that too. So it's, at the very least, it's definitely worth exploring overseas hiring to see the type of person you could potentially find as well, when you might not be able to find that person domestically for the right price point. Yeah, it's been a really great experience, and just to thank Team Virtual and Hassan for all of your help. It's been really great, and there have been no issues, and I couldn't recommend your services highly enough.